Good evening, peeps, and welcome back to the YouTube. So today I'm going to be explaining to you how I lost 7 kilos of body fat in just 6 weeks.
So I'm basically going to show you how I went from 81 kilos down to 74 kilos to cut it short.
And I'm going to take you through the process of how to achieve this goal. So there's 3 phases to this. You've got diet, sleep, and training, and all these will be essential to achieving that goal of losing your fat.
I also forgot cardio. This is going to play a massive part to losing the weight you want.
So first up, we've got diet, which is definitely the most important aspect, hence it being a fat loss phase. For my diet, I was on 2,200 calories training days and 1,800 calories on my rest days. Now your calories are going to vary depending on your body fat, weight and height.
So basically you're going to be calculating the calories you need to hit to lose the weight you want.
You can do this by doing some research, or you can go on ChatGPT, literally put in your age, gender, height and weight and rough body fat percentage, and it will work this all out for you. It'll work out your maintenance calories, the calories you need to be in if you want to be losing, say, 0.5 kilograms of a week, or the calories you need to be hitting if you want to lose more than that, like a kilogram a week, for example, and it will calculate this deficit for you. Now, let's talk about net calories. So what are net calories? Net calories are the calories that you take in less the calories that you're burning when you're doing your exercise. So your calorie maintenance will be your net calories. So what you're taking in less what you're doing for your exercise, and that will be your calories for the day.
The calories that you need to hit will be net calories. So basically, if you want to hit 1,800 calories a day and you eat 2,000, you've got to do 200 of exercise, in other words.
So providing that you're hitting the calorie target that you've done with your research, with what you're intaking, less what you're eating, you should be losing weight gained on this knowledge. So my diet, personally, I started off at 81 kilos. I was on 2,200 calories, I said, for the training days. So what was I eating? As I started out at 81 kilograms, and as I said, I was on 2,200 calories for my training days. I was eating foods which were high in protein, mostly low in carbs and low in fat. Now, the big thing with the diet mainly is the protein intake. You want to be getting about 1.2 grams to 1.3 grams of protein per pound of body weight you have on your body. So let's say I'm 160 pounds. You want to be getting around 190 grams of protein in a day. On rest days, your protein will obviously be considerably lower as you won't be training that day, so you won't need protein synthesis to take place after you've trained because you won't be training that day. So let's say on a rest day, I will be eating 160 grams of protein, whereas on a training day, I need to get the protein synthesis in after I've worked out to build up the muscles. So I'd be taking in 190 grams of protein, for example. So with regards to the actual diet, you want to be sticking to whole foods mainly. So I'll explain my plan right now. So for breakfast, I had 80 grams of bacon medallions, I had 3 liquid egg whites and 3 eggs, and that would be it for breakfast. For lunch, I'd have a 300 gram, 0% fat-free Greek yogurt, high in protein, of course. And then I'd have 100 grams of blueberries, 100 grams of raspberries, and then I'd have 20 grams of dark Lindt chocolate for the carbohydrates.
Now, why do we have dark chocolate? We have dark chocolate because it has something called epicatechin, which improves blood flow and improves performance overall in the gym.
After my lunch, I'd also have a protein shake, which would give me an extra bit of protein for the day. Pre-workout, I would have chicken and rice. You want this because obviously you're getting the protein in with the chicken, but then again with the rice you have the complex carbs giving you energy for the actual workout itself. You can also have pre-workout, which I don't personally use, but it can be done. Or you can also use a supplement called cyclic dextrin, which is basically just carbs, literally just carbs to give you energy for your workout. And then post-workout, you obviously want something high in protein, getting the protein synthesis in. However, you're also going to want some carbohydrates, as that will build up the glycogen stores and replenish them over time. So my post-workout go-to meal was usually 4 Weetabix. I'd have 400 mils of Alpro plant protein milk, which is very handy indeed. And I also have a shake, which is another 35 grams of protein. I'll put all the macros on the screen so you can see what exactly I'm talking about. So what works for me with the split with the diet I found very well is 50% protein, 35% carbohydrates, and 15% fat, making up all the 3 macros. And yeah, that's pretty much it for diet. In your diet, you're also going to want to be taking supplements. Now, the essential supplements that I used, I'd say you need creatine, protein powder, and then I'd say omega-3s. I'd say they're the best free supplements to go to. Obviously, protein powder is pretty self-explanatory, getting more protein. Creatine is obviously one of the most researched supplements there is, and it is linked to directly building muscle. And omega-3s are an effective vitamin that have directly been linked to fat loss.
Now, when it comes to sleep and recovery, I'd say you need at least 7 hours sleep a night. I found the sweet spot for me was 7.5 to 8 hours, but 7 to 9 hours is perfectly fine. As part of your recovery, you'll be eating your carbs post-workout, which I've already spoke about, so that's that. For recovery, you also want to be doing stretches before and after your workout, ideally, just ensuring you do not injure yourself. Now for the main part, which is training. So I ran a split doing 5 workouts per week. This will consist of a push A session, a pull A session, then we have a rest day, then we have a push B session, a pull B session, and then legs. And then we have another rest day after that. And then you basically repeat the process after you've done all that. Now, what did these consist of? Push A, obviously we have chest, triceps, and then we did shoulders as well. Now the essential chest movements, I just say personally, whatever works for you. But I always found that a flat dumbbell press works brilliantly for your lower chest. I really feel the squeeze with these, and I just think they're better than barbell because you have more free with the weights. Second exercise would be an incline Smith machine. I think you get a great squeeze with these, and I think it's absolutely brilliant for the upper chest. Thirdly, I recommend variations of cable chest flies, or if you prefer, you could do a dumbbell pec fly, which I also find really good with a stretch on the pec down there. With these, I would be doing what we call pyramid sets. So I'd do 3 sets of each exercise on this, reps of 4 to 8 for the first set, 8 to 12 for the second, and 8 to 15 for the third set. This way, you just get the full shebang. The full shebang. So you're pushing for strength on the first set, and then you're lowering the weight on the second set, but still going hard. And with the third set, you can just have some fun with getting the reps in there, messing around with the lower weight, and really working the body part. It's all about the mind-muscle connection. Triceps, I do overhead tricep extensions and tricep pushdowns. These are by far the 2 best tricep movements in my opinion. For shoulders, all I would do on this day would be 4 sets of dumbbell lateral raises, 10 to 15 reps, really focusing on the form. Now with these 4 sets, you don't want to be grabbing a big weight and swinging. You want to have it controlled, but make sure you always have it controlled. Don't drop it down on the bottom of the rep. Always have the tension on your front delts. Don't relax at the bottom and then swing it up nice 45 degrees by your side, slightly bent elbows. On the pull sessions, I'd be doing 4 back exercises, including the rear delts. I'd then be doing 2 bicep movements with also lateral raises. So what are the back movements? A standard lat pull down. I prefer the narrower grips, thinking that you get a better squeeze at the bottom. But then again, it's personal preference. I'd have a rope cable pullover. I think they're really good. And then I'd have just a seated cable row, and then I'd have the single arm rear delts, bending over at 45 degrees, starting above your shoulder and bringing it down back here and down, as this will hit the rear delt really well, and alternate with both arms. Biceps, I'd do preacher curls, and I would also do hammer curls. Again with lateral raises, I'd make this a pyramid set this time, but that would be that. All these would be pyramid sets again, guys, so 4 to 8 reps, 8 to 12 reps, 8 to 15 reps, and I'd do 3 sets for each exercise. Now with the leg sessions, I'd always alternate weeks between big quad movements and big hamstring movements. So one week I would do, say, 3 big quad movements and 2 hamstring movements. The next week I'd do 3 hamstring movements and 2 quad movements. So the first leg day would consist of leg press, Smith machine squats, leg extensions for the quads. Then we've got RDLs and hamstring curls for the hamstrings. And then we've got 2 variations for the calves. We've got a seated calf raise, and then we've got a standing calf raise. And then on next week's leg day, I just swap the leg extensions for lying hamstring curls if you have that machine. Again, these would all be pyramid sets with the legs, really pushing to the limit with the legs as you only have 1 proper leg session a week. Now, on to cardio. So, you want to be hitting minimum 10k steps a day, and I know this is tough. I work in an office, so I'm up every morning, getting my steps in, full lunch hour, getting my steps in, to make sure I hit 10k at least. I've been doing 14k consistently, so there's no excuse really when you're working in an office, even if you are 8 hours a day. Just for reference, 10k steps burns about 300 calories approximately. Again, you're going to have to look at the calories you want to hit before you have an idea of how many steps you want to get in. And then cardio. I was doing cardio 5 times a week, so every time I went to the gym, I was doing Stairmaster and I was burning 500 calories each time. However, if you are a higher body fat percentage and a higher weight, you will not need to do this much, as fat will just naturally drop off you when you up your steps and you reduce your calories and stop eating as much. However, as your journey goes on, you might want to up your steps, up your cardio. If you're not losing the weight you want to per week, you need to be consistent when weighing yourself. I weighed myself every single day for this 6 weeks, constantly tracking how much weight I was losing. And if I went up or stayed the same for a week, I'd lower my calories, I'd up my cardio, I'd up my steps. It's as simple as that. So that's the video pretty much done, guys. I hope you enjoyed. That is my transformation and that is my advice on how to lose fat. So if you have any questions at all, please comment down below and I will respond, I promise, with my whole heart. Cheers for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.